As you can imagine, I've gone back and forth a number of times trying to figure out what exactly to tell you this morning. I could start by explaining you in detail how it is that a small company like ours has the potential to fuel a brand new economy on the island of Curacao. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that shortly as well. Or I could go into great depth on why it is that Curaçao's entire survival actually depends on the exact type of commerce and trade that Ctex will facilitate. Or how it is that we are in a race to become leaders rather than followers. Instead, what I'd like to do is just start looking at a few global trends that I think are worthwhile understanding and what their impacts will be on our island. We may all have different opinions on how we will get there, but the reality is that internet technology, renewable energy, and high-speed wireless communication are merging to create a new infrastructure for a third industrial revolution that will change the way power is distributed on a global basis. In fact, we are the start of what will redefine our planet for centuries to come. The creation of a distributed renewable energy regime loaded by buildings, partially stored in the form of hydrogen, distributed via a green electricity internet, and connected to plug-in zero-emission transport opens the door to a third revolution, and we are just at the beginning of that race. While the new global economy allows millions of people to produce their own virtual information, which we already do today, and energy, a new digital manufacturing revolution is also taking place. As a matter of fact, I suggest when you get home, you Google this. It is opening up and reshaping the production of durable goods all over our planet, and it's happening right now. In this new era, everyone can potentially be their own manufacturer as well as their own internet site and power company. The process is called 3D printing, and again, I urge you to look it up. And although it sounds like science fiction, it already is coming online and promises to change the entire way we think of the industrial production. Think about pushing the print button on your computer and sending a digital file to an inkjet printer. Except with 3D printing, the machine runs off a three-dimensional product. Using computer-aided design, software directs the 3D printer to build successive layers of product using powder, molten plastics, or metals. Already a massive wave of new startup companies, such as Within Technologies, Digital Forming, Shapeways, and others are reinventing the very idea of manufacturing. As if these changes were not enough, a new segment of micro-entrepreneurs who are most prevalent in the emerging markets is also emerging. As a good friend of mine who is an investment banker always tells me, it's Mumbai, Dubai, Shanghai, or goodbye. And you better be part of the rise of Latin America and a new breed of micronations. You see, it's no longer about Wall Street and the city of London where the major capital flows are occurring. It's in the developing countries and in the emerging markets. Micro-enterprises are finding out that they can transact business globally without the need for a stopover at JFK or London Heathrow. This trend is starting a complete reshaping of the flow of business, logistics, telecommunications, and other industries to allow a new flow of capital. On a real-time basis, companies will grow and collapse, bringing about a new wave of entrepreneurs and companies that are created through a phenomena that we've come to know as a click. The same click action, by the way, we regret after having sent out an email which we simply cannot recall. The opportunity we have in Curacao standing here today are vast, if we choose to pursue them. Ctex will offer entrepreneurs and companies within the next 6 to 8 months, before our facilities are complete, the ability to personally configure computer servers, websites, and other IT infrastructure in less than 5 minutes flat. Compare this to the time it takes you today to gather requirements, get the IT staff involved, finalize specs, get pricing, order the server, get it shipped, pass it through customs, get it installed, configure it, send it through QA processes, and finally make it production ready. And better again, with Ctex's HyperCloud Express and HyperCloud Enterprise solutions, you do not put a single penny of hardware on the table. You pay for computing power using a utility model. What you pay for is what you consume. Aside from the cool products that we will bring to the market, the enablement of an economic inflection point, and the fact that we are once again be attracting companies from the entire region to Curacao as a technology hub, we have yet another important contribution which I'm personally focused on. It's my commitment to turn Curacao into a regional center where the best and brightest in the world will want to come and work, thereby significantly increasing the value our island will have to the region and global companies. Simply stated, the more qualified IT professionals we harvest locally and bring in from abroad, the greater the value Curacao will have to the region and the world. We must do both, because this is a race with a very short track. While tourism and other traditional economic sectors are important, the main differentiators for Curacao, in my humble opinion, must come from being a key contributor in the information technology value chain of any company, domestically or internationally. Ctex will play a critical role to make this happen by providing a computing facility to entrepreneurs and large-scale enterprises that is simply unique in the region. In fact, I can proudly tell you that what we're building right here in Curacao, on this fertile ground that you're standing on today, has no comparison anywhere in the region or in the world. We know because we've performed 9 months of due diligence to know exactly what we're building. The level of security, ability to withstand hurricanes and seismic activity, redundancy, connectivity, carrier neutrality, and richness of services simply does not exist in the region today. Therefore, the opportunity for Curacao to play a leadership role in the IT region is upon us. Worse, if we don't pursue this, or let the fear of ignorance of some destroy the greatest opportunity we have in front of us, we will forever regret this. I would like to conclude my speech by sharing with you an answer to a very simple question that has been asked of me more than 100 times by bankers, financial partners, investment companies, locally, domestically, and everywhere. And that is, why do you believe Curacao is the perfect setting for the most important regional hub? In particular, for our guests from abroad, I would like to humbly tell you why it is I believe that to be the case. The fact is that you can travel all across the Caribbean, Central and South America, and you will never find another island or country that has as much diversity and culture, race, religion, or ethnic background as you will encounter right here in Curacao. If you are from Curacao, you are likely to speak at least 4 languages, and in many cases, 5. In my entire professional career, which has taken me to all corners of our planet, including Singapore, India, all over Europe, Latin America, Central America, and many other places, I can tell you that I'm convinced that multiculturalism was invented right here in Curacao. And it's this exact diversity in culture, race, and religion that makes Curacao the perfect setting for an international technology hub for the region. This is the place where companies, telecommunication carriers, and enterprises will come to interconnect safely, store their data or services, and service their customers in the region and elsewhere in the world. And we are part of the Dutch Kingdom, which gives global customers an immense level of security. We are very comfortable with Latin cultures, understand corporate governance requirements of developed countries, and as a Yuli Corso, which means child of Curacao, we can sit at a table with any statesman or executive board member from the smallest to the largest corporations on the planet. So if you ask me why Curacao is the perfect setting, it's because irrespective of what country you are from, what language you speak, you will feel right at home here in Curacao. I am proud to have been born right here on the island. It's this very island that has provided me in its own unique way, the opportunities to successfully navigate the global seas of international finance, technology, telecommunications, and many other industries. No one will ever change my mind about how special we are, and I will forever spread the word on why Curacao must be on everyone's top list to visit before you die. I encourage those of you who have children studying abroad to always remind them, as I will remind my daughter when she's old enough to understand what grand opportunities this island offers. Make sure they know where they come from. Tell them Curacao needs them. They may not always be welcomed with open arms, and they may even be crucified by the ignorant. But their new ideas, new perspectives, new ways of creating value are much needed, and in fact, absolutely necessary. And when they are here, support them, encourage them to have the strength and wisdom to challenge existing establishments so that this island may rise to higher levels. And tell them to never fear the winds of adversity. Remind them that a kite always rises against the wind rather than with it. In conclusion, I would like to thank everyone for their support that you provided. Every single one of you sitting here today has played a pivotal role in getting us to where we are. A special thanks to our executive team for believing on day one, Hirobank in UTS for playing a major role in making Ctex a reality, Mr. Garcia, Mr. Paul de Geus, Mr. Glenn Carty, UTS's chairman, Mr. Kenneth Keisberta, UTS's entire board of directors, financial institutions, local architects, engineering firms, the legal firm of Van Epps Kunneman, our advisory firm PwC and KPMG, our international partners such as Schneider and Cisco, and thank you for your support. Minister Cooper and various government departments, thank you for your support. Finally, a special thanks to my mother and a very dear friend of mine who's never left my side, and my father, who I know is here present today. Our work is just getting started. We move forward. Godspeed. Thank you.